And the first match for Revival versus Unknown does begin with Daegu Lee and Jung-ho Seo on both sides playing the Blade Dancer. This is a mirror match this time around. Oh, we does go with a pretty aggressive strike from both sides. It actually gets the both the same thing, and they do the same back roll on the same exact time. So
and they both
evenly match anyone. So we have to see.
Usually, Blade Dancer mirrors, people sometimes fall asleep. I hope you guys don't fall asleep, because it's gonna be exciting.
Exactly. I think both teams really want the win here, especially Daegu Lee looking for redemption. Gets him into the area off of that stun. He does save the second escape for now. Right now, he has a second win available, and Jung-ho Seo doesn't use it.
Why doesn't he? Why didn't he? Oh my god.
Phantom Grip, maybe he wants to save it for later, but doesn't go into the second aerial, actually taking much more damage. I think he might be regretting not using it the first time, and he does go on this stun. It still doesn't use it. And Jung-ho Seo taking the full lightning draw all the way into the damage.
Yeah, well, now he doesn't have to use it when he got lightning draw. He already taken all the damage. When he got Phantom Grip, he should have just used his Flock of Blades to knock him back. That is why the Flock of Blades is there for the Blade Dancer when he gets gripped or Phantom Grip.
Oh, actually, this is another stun.
Finally!
Now, finally, he uses the second win to get him back, but it actually gets Daegu Lee into the aerial, and Jung-ho Seo trying to look the same, get the same amount of damage onto the second aerial, trying to get that exclusive amount of damage onto him, and does still stay in the air. Actually, good amount of damage.
The back roll chase connects into the Phantom Grip. Finally, he uses his Flock of Blades to knock him back. He's going to use it. All right, they're going back and forth, Flock of Blades. But now Daegu Lee still has his tab escape, so he is at a little bit of an advantage.
And Daegu Lee and Jung-ho Seo right now, they seem like it was one towards one side, but right now they're pretty even on health. And thus, Daegu Lee with the only advantage that he has on the escape, but escape comes back to both sides.
Jung-ho Seo there.
It's actually on the aerial. Lightning draw actually still stands on there with the aerial, and this seems to be actually going to Jung-ho Seo. He still barely has enough health to live
Daegu
alive.
Lee got hit by his tab escape knockback. I don't know why he did that. He should have expected that after that lightning draw. Just backstepped out after the lightning draw instead of staying still.
And Daegu Lee still has a second escape, but it doesn't matter because he's in the area and still taking damage. And that's actually very close.
Oh, he missed the back roll chase.
Oh my goodness.
What is going on?
Jung-ho Seo, an unexpected finish off of that play. He was slimmest of health for the entirety of that game. But it seemed like Daegu Lee with a crucial mistake near the end. What did happen there?
Oh, well, first of all, Jung-ho Seo making that, mistake or miscalculation of not using that Flock of Blades. Did play a good role at the end or mid-game when he was able to knock him back. However, afterwards, Daegu Lee playing such a good game, such a great game, up to like 90% of the game. At the end, he misses that tech chase, that back roll chase, unfortunately, and then he is just knocked down by Jung-ho Seo. We'll have to see the replays to get a better look.
And this is where you're talking about where he should have used the second win right there, but he shouldn't get away from that, but he didn't save it for later. But right now, it just seemed like just at this point.
No, but at this point, he doesn't need to use it because he's already taken all the damage and all the CC.
All the damage, but all the damage combined, I think he took too much damage for his own good. And we thought Jung-ho Seo made a huge mistake going into that play, but somehow Daegu Lee takes extraordinary amounts of damage into the constant aerial near the end to actually die off of those plays.
This time around, just now, the double aerial was very good. Here is the time when he gets that tab escape knockback, and he rolls back and he doesn't get the chase right there.
Oh my goodness.
That was it. So he did not get that chase. That back roll tech chase was critical. If he got that CC in, he would have won.
And Daegu Lee making that one crucial mistake near the end. Doesn't matter how well you play for the 90% of the game, but if you mess up crucially at the last 10%, you just end up as a loser.
Yeah, and we just have to see the replay again, showing his mistake, well, showing both of their mistakes of, miscalculations, but, crucial for Daegu Lee because he lost that match.
And we see on the Revival side that Jae-sung Lee is not coming out for the singles. Seems like Hyuk-Yeon is actually getting prepared for the second singles, and this is actually the same time, the same way it turned out in the day one, and it didn't look that all the best for Revival, but they're going with the same strategy, trying to bring Hyuk-Yeon onto his confidence against unknowns. Young-Hoon Chae on the Assassin, trying to see how that happens here.
Yep, a Force Master versus an Assassin. Usually, if the Force Master was Jung-ho Yoon, an Assassin would have a tremendously, terribly, it would be like a nightmare for the Assassin. But it's a different Force Master, so we'll have to see. I'm not downgrading Hyuk-Yi, but we don't have too much information on him, on Hyuk-Yi's Force Master, so we'll have to see the way he plays up against an assassin.
But we know that the recent patch did buff up the Force Master in the 1v1 scenario where Force Master are at much more advantage than they used to be before, so maybe he has to use that to his advantage on the second set because Revival needs a game back to bring it back to even. Whether we can do it, let's find out on the second match of the series. And we are at the second match of the match between Revival versus Unknown. We have Hyuki on the Force Master on the left and Youngwon Chae on the Assassin on the right. And we have to see, which player can step up to either give their team a big advantage or bring that team back to victory.
Yep, and Hyuki definitely wants to take a win because they don't want to be going into their tag match 0-2 as Revival with Jae-sung Lee on the team. Alright, Youngwon Chae is playing aggressive, but however, he did use his flower already, so he only has his stealth, and he uses Ice Burst, Hyuki probably predicting that the assassin would have came in.
But he does go on that, he's trying to see on the stealth and see what he can do with that, but Hyuki with that cute dinosaur helmet, by the way, actually very fond of that, and actually see what that can bring an extra boost to his performance, but so Hyuki getting really nothing going on his way.
Yep, nothing too much is happening right now, but it seems as if Hyuki-on's Force Master is more passive than Jungwoo-yoon's Force Master.
And it's not a situation to be considered because Hyuki with the Force Master, he knows that he should have the advantage just from a class perspective.
Yep.
And going up against an assassin, you should be more aggressive than what Hyuki is showing right now.
Ooh, alright, the tab escape, knocked back into the double aerial right now, but unfortunately he has already used his Inferno, so he could have done more damage if he had that Inferno. But now, he has all used his escape. Youngwon Chae, it's in a dangerous position.
Oh my goodness, and the Phantom Grip coming in for Hyuki and actually getting decent damage, but it does go on into the area. Let's see what, on the webbing, what Youngwon Chae can do with this play. And the Poison Breath coming in.
Hyuki saving, there we go. He took that last CC and then backstepped out. The backstep escape.
And the Hyuki does get his second win back right now. And does get some of his health back with the Frost Armor, and we'll see what Youngwon Chae trying to look for the situation where he can strike, but nothing really for him yet. And get him into the aerial, and escape what he can do. Does freeze himself, Hyuki and
no, that it was the Ice Mine by the assassin.
Oh yes, it was a Ice Mine
in the air.
Yes, actually, that's actually very hard to see. We usually see that on the ground, but Hyuki on the Force Master trying to be pretty consistent with how he played, but he does have that second win off as well as Youngwon Chae with the second win.
Alright, and they are trading the tab escape, so it is good.
But I was getting him onto the webbing from Youngwon Chae. Hyuki trying to see what he can do with this, but really nothing coming from. There's only 30 seconds left until the end of the match, and we have to see how this turns out because I think both sides are pretty even amounts of damage right now on both sides.
No. When it's the Assassin versus Force Master, it's always the Assassin doing more damage because the Force Master has so much more heals, and Force Master does not want to play this out. In 10 seconds, he wants to finish off Youngwon Chae. Do a lot of damage, get that double aerial with the Inferno. If he does not, within the 5 seconds, he is not going to win this match.
And Youngwon Chae playing very smartly with the time advantage that he has.
Right, there we go.
Decent amount of damage.
My God.
Oh, it goes to the damage shot. It's a TKO. It's a TKO. It's not a KO.
Oh my gosh.
How much else is that? Like, can you tell from the image? It's a TKO.
It is TKO'd, but
that's actually more damage coming from the Force Master.
That end with the Inferno, with the Meteor Strike. Wow. That 5 seconds when I was screaming at him, he did it.
He heard you from the booth. That's what happened. Force Master, oh my goodness. Hyuki, we still can't get over the fact. And first of all, we can't go over the fact that it didn't actually end up in a knockout, but it was actually TKO damage. And we thought that, with the Assassin, obviously he's going to have a damage advantage going in towards his way. But with that last 5 seconds of explosive damage going on to the Assassin, Hyuki finds the win.
Wow. The last 5 seconds won him the game, literally. Really? Alright, so here was a double knockout where he potentially could have done more damage if he had his Inferno, which was on cooldown right now.
Right.
So it was unfortunate, but it was okay. But up to this point right now, if it ended just like this, it would have been Youngwon Chae's victory 100%. But right now, oh my God.
How much damage is that? From literally 60 to 1%. Can you get that 1%? I could barely see the red ball.
Well, like, the game itself, like realized as a KO. However, the time ran out a little faster while the meter was hitting him. So like he died after the clock ran out. So it was like a buzzer beater, but it went in like a point, like 0.1 second after the buzz.
And it's not the
so
NBA. It's not the NBA. So if you shoot off before the the clock runs out, they usually count that. But you know, in Blade and Soul, TKO was the answer. That expensive amount of damage. I want to call it expansive amount of damage because that's what he put out. And we saw in the first 2 games right now, first 2 matches, it wasn't about the 90% of good performance in the early game. It's about that late 10% that really decided the both games. And perhaps we can call that last 5% for the second game even. And we really don't know what to expect from these matches, no matter how well you play. Blade and Soul is such an explosive game where something just totally can turn around in the last few seconds. And we have to see how this affects both teams going into the tag match.
Yeah, well, at least, as I said, Hyuk-Yan wanted to win that, but it seemed like he was going to lose until the last 4 or 5 seconds, and they did win that, and I know they got that adrenaline hype, so I hope they take that into this next tag match, which will be the last round for this matchup.
And it will be the decider match for this series, the tag match to decide it all, to who makes another chance to get to the semifinals and who will be eliminated for this entire tournament. Let's get it on. And the series between Revival and Unknown is tied at 1-1, and this will be the decider match going into the next round of plays. But right now, Daegu Lee on the Blade Dancer coming out against Younghoon Chae on the Assassin.
Oh my god, I still can't get over that last singles. That burst damage was just, it bursted my mind.
It bursted everybody's mind because Revival right now, they have to use that composure that they earned from the last singles to bring that same amount of energy and momentum onto the tag match and see what they can do.
Yep, and Jae-Sung Lee, finally we see him on screen on the KFM. And Aaron on the other side on Team Unknown, who didn't play the singles, is on the Destroyer.
And we did talk to Jae-Sung Lee right before the game. We had a little chat with him, but we know that KFM wasn't his main, but he's trying to use that as a kind of a supportive role for his team. And he's trying to see what he can do with it, but Daegu Lee actually taking a lot of damage in the early match. It gets into the aerial, and Younghoon Chae playing him startily into the first match of the series.
Yep, Daegu Lee already using his tab escape as same as Younghoon Chae. They are both out of tab escapes, but no interference has come in yet. But now the next CC, whoever lands it first, is going to become a reactionary 2-on-2 with the defensive and the offensive interfere for sure.
And Younghoon Chae is showing the camera what he can do. He has to do that exact same thing onto Daegu Lee on the Blade Dancer, but we have to see what he does. Daegu Lee does get some health back right now, but we're trying to look for an aggressive play going forward. Daegu Lee does get his second win back, with Younghoon Chae still on cooldown for the next 5 seconds.
Alright, there we go. Nothing too much happening. They're just exchanging handshakes back and forth. Oh, he does get knocked down.
Does get knocked
there
down.
We go.
Let's
the back row chase, forcing him to use the leaf. Alright.
That was actually very quick, and both players will be out, force tagged out in the next 5 seconds. And we'll see Jae-Sung Lee on the KFM and Jongwoo-So on the Blade Dancer coming in. They do. Oh, actually, Hyuk-Yan coming in. Actually, with the Jongwoo-So on the Blade Dancer coming in for both sides. Let's see what this can do. First series wasn't anything to call out for, and the interference coming in for both sides. Trying to go with the reactionary and trying to see what they can do.
Oh, the lightning drop does land.
Jongwoo-So takes significant amount of damage coming in from that interfere. And we have to see what they can do here. Jongwoo-So is out of the second win and does go in to see what he can do with it. Another, actually attacked out onto Aaron Kim. We are first showing up him today. And we'll see what he can do.
Alright, right now Hyuk-Yan is out of both his escapes. Aaron is going to have to play aggressive, forcing Revival to use some of their resources, hit their tag points, or at least their interfere points to take advantage of this no escape Force Master right now, and instead of giving him time.
And if you guys seen Aaron Kim in day one, we know that this guy's all about aggressiveness, but really doesn't have much time to be aggressive when the interfere comes in with the explosive amount, then trying to go for the reactionary play on the interfere, but really gets nothing for it on Unknown. But Hyuk-Yan doing very well against the Destroyer right now.
Oh, the Destroyer is playing aggressive now.
Yeah, this is time.
Reflected.
Because we know that Aaron Kim has seemed to be very aggressive in many situations. We saw him in day one trying to do the same thing. The interfere comes in on both sides actually. Oh, that's actually a kill onto Hyuk-Yan on the assassin from Younghoon Chae. The interfere, actually a complete mixture of damage coming in. and it forces Jaesung out to be tagged in.
Yes, Jaesung is forcing Aaron Kim to tag out. He's like, I am here, the world champion, the famous blade&soul player.
And Jaesung Lee on the KFM with the cute dino hat and trying to see what he can do with this. Jaesung Lee has to be the carry for his team because his teammates do rely on him to get the team win right here.
Oh, the back row chase does
but
land.
it's into the aerial. And the interfere coming in from both sides, coming into Jung Woo-seo, actually getting good damage on the Jaesung Lee. He was looking very bad for Revival because they need a good play with the one man down. Jaesung Lee has to look for a comeback play right here.
Oh, the back roll chase wasn't connected, but the triple kick lands.
Good damage on the Jung Woo-seo, and Jaesung Lee looking on forward. He just needs to keep this up, forcing the defensive interfere out of Aaron Kim. But Jaesung Lee really needs to keep this up, but does tag out to Daegu Lee on the blade and see what he can do.
All right, it's good that he tagged out because Jaesung Lee is the only player with the tag point. And Hyuk-An, would you see that? 2 tag points and 3 interfere points. What is this?
What a waste!
Yeah, what a waste.
And
what?
You know,
oh gosh.
my goodness. And Daegu Lee out of the blaze and trying to do that and trying to get the health back right now, trying to get him a little bit of advantage over the half-healthed Jung Woo-seo and trying to see the Blade Dancer match up once again and see what it can do. Daegu Lee taking a little damage right now.
Yeah, this may be the revenge match.
It has to be
the
because
BD versus BD,
yes.
the first match, but Daegu Lee lost this match. But right now, Jung Woo-seo is at half health, 14 seconds left for the force tag, so he's gonna want to try to chase that. If he misses this chase, I'm gonna bash on him, so get ready.
And as you say, Daegu Lee is trying to look for the aggressive play because on the force tag, he's going to look for the chase, see if he can do it. He does get force tagged that way, he can get the chase. Doesn't get anything.
No, he does get the chase, forcing him to use his tab escape right away. So that did connect. Props on him.
So tag on him, and force tag is on with the chase and does get the escape out. And went to see Daegu Lee playing very consistently right now on the bombard. And went to see on the Youngwon chip, but gets into the aerial. Really back and forth damage right now.
Hey Jaesung, where are you using your ult? He comes in, used his ult, used his last escape. Now they all only have tag points except Unknown has 3 interfere points total left.
And we have to still be reminded that they do have all 3 men available for Unknown, and that's going to be a huge advantage going to this last 4 minutes of the match. And Jaesung Lee does come back on the KFM with the interfere coming from Aaron Kim. Actually, damage enough to finish out Jaesung Lee, and this is looking grim for Team Revival.
Oh my god, Aaron Kim using the Destroyer ult right in front of Jaesung Lee's face.
And even the Blade Dancer hits the full stack, and that is it for Unknown. They get the win. A complete hit on the ultimate from the Blade Dancer. How many times have we seen that?
Wow. Well, yeah, the Blade Dancer ult was amazing, but I'm more surprised about that Destroyer ult landing because that never lands. But Jaesung Lee took that. Like, I'm shocked right now.
Oh my goodness, but you know, Aaron Kim, we have to get props to him because even in their loss in the day 1 that we saw him for the first time, I was very impressed with how aggressive he went and very calculative in many situations. When even he at a disadvantage, he does go in aggressively and get some good damage output in very situations where other people wouldn't. And here we see that aggressive play coming in favor of him once again, getting in very situational plays where they get the win in the end.
Yep, so Unknown takes the win. Unfortunately, Jaesung's team Revival is knocked out of Season 2.
And they are knocked out of the tournament. Jaesung Lee will be disappointed with how his team result didn't plan out as well as you wanted. I'm sure he would have at least wanted to make it to the semifinals and put up a good fight. But it seemed like Unknown, the better team of day 1 is the better team of day 3.
Yep, you're right. And Unknown is now going to be going. Yeah, they're going to be facing GC Busan Red to go or try to take that spot away from them to get into the semifinals.
And I'm sure Unknown would like to have a revenge against GC Busan Blue, but they won't get that. But they have to face their sister team in GC Busan Red. But I think this team right now with the hype. Oh, you talking about that? This is actually the big damage on the Jaesung Lee. Explosive damage coming in crucial situation where it ended. I love seeing that full hit onto the